Okay, testing. 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 Hello, testing. Should work. Should be working. Why is it not? There we go. Okay. Weird. I don't know what's going on. On my end, I can't see the stream. It's like so stupid. What a joke. What's going on with my browser? Maybe it's my browser, but something's wrong. My browser's like all cooked. I like click the link and it just like goes nowhere, so I can't test the audio. But I can see on my phone it's working. It's so stupid. How moronic. It's literally like the most moronic crap I've ever seen in my entire life. Like there's no excuse for this. It's wild. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Let's just move it along. It's so crazy. Out of my mind. How dumb that is. It's like immediately I have a technical problem. Just unbelievable. Okay, so basically we gotta do Golden Glow State. So we want to go to the docks. So this is, I actually have played some. I've really been caught up in Civilization 5. I've been playing like a huge amount of Civilization 5. So I haven't, we gotta do this at nighttime. Hey, what's up? How you doing, the Halo Freak? But I haven't been I haven't been playing as much Skyrim because I've been playing Civilization 5, which is really good. It's kind of like, it's like the Binding of Isaac if the Binding of Isaac were a strategy game. We're like a turn-based, tile-based strategy game instead of a like a roguelike. It's literally like a roguelike. I call it a roguelike because it really feels like a roguelike. But I haven't been playing much Skyrim, so we really haven't advanced very far. What I did do, though, off camera, is I got the Bound Bow spell really quick. So this is a... Yeah, it is a great game. I love Civ 5. It's a classic. So basically what I did is I went to Windhelm, and I kind of went down here to Fort Amel. And then there's just a couple conjurers. And if you kill the conjurers, you can find the Bound Bow tome.
Looks like that's it. Got to go.
It's basically the only way to actually efficiently... Let's see if I can pickpocket this guy, actually. I want to see what this guy drops. Nothing. He has nothing. Okay, cool. Basically, what was I saying again? What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I got the Bound Bow spell. And so this is going to be the future of the character, but for right now we need either 170 mana, which we don't have, or we need add up level skill. Some combination of those two things. The thing is that even if we had 170 mana, summoning one might not be enough. And we still have a lot of other grunt work to do. It's not like if we can't conjured a bow, it would fix everything immediately. It's more complex than that. So we're not going to worry about the bound bow yet. I just got it really quick because it's relatively easy to get. It actually proved kind of difficult because like I hired thugs. So like if you steal something in this game, at least sometimes, I don't think it happens all the time, but if you try to steal something in this game, even early on you'll be attacked by hired thugs, which are actually relatively difficult opponents, weirdly. It's like the weird thing about this game. And so I got attacked by hired thugs and I had to like despawn them. I had to go to Windhelm and like goof them around and sneak attack them and then despawn them. And I thought I was going to have to sit there and kite them around Windhelm for minutes and minutes, but it didn't. It turned out that wasn't actually the case. Can I kill? Wow, they do that. It's a sick dodge. I think I'm not supposed to kill. I think I'm really not supposed to kill here. We can get ourselves a little bit of extra sneak XP too, without much work, as well. While we're here, it's not super important or anything, but it might help. And then there should be a drain pipe into this quest area. It's been a while. That's the problem with these quests, is they're some of the more. Oh, that's the beehive. I'm probably on the wrong side, huh? Oh no, I'm okay. I'm close enough. I'm relatively close. I'm relatively close. So it's not such a big deal. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Civ 5. I play on deity difficulty, which is the hardest one. And I'm trying to kind of master the game on deity, and I have some success. I've for a long time I only had 2 or 3 deity wins, and I think now I have 4 or 5 or something. But it's tough. It's really tough to actually win fast enough because the AI will snowball out of control. The enemies will snowball out of control. Lots of random stuff will happen like that. No, sorry about that. I had some peanuts before the stream. Some delicious peanuts before the stream. As I am wont to do. Eat my delicious peanuts. But, they get caught in your throat and all that. Apparently I'm supposed to clear... Oh, I need to clear out the safe. See, for some reason I seem to think that I'm not supposed to kill here. I'm like 99% sure that I'm not supposed to kill anybody here. But that's okay. Mostly what I want is the, Oh, is that... Okay, there it is, right there. Not sure if this leads us to the... Yeah, here we go. And then at some point we'll do vampire quest to get the dwarven bow. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, sick. Sick frag. Uh-oh. Doggo. Oh no. What's the active? What's Ataxio? Oh, no lock picking. Oh, that's just the worst. So I should have screen phased. I should have just left and come back instead of let the rat hit me. In fact, I'm probably just gonna we'll just reload the save, so I don't have to sit there for 10 minutes trying to pick a dumb lock. Try to like an add-up lock or something. Like a mid-level lock is gonna like hard wall me because of that. I don't think so. I think we're gonna just not. Question is whether or not these enemies are very good at detecting, which I don't actually know. I'm not sure. I do. No, I have not played Civ 6 and 7. Civ 6 and 7 I have not played at all. To be honest. It's a thing where it's like I don't want to pay like $60 for a game, really. Plus I haven't really mastered Civ 5. Civ 5 was like too difficult. And so I haven't really gotten around to it yet. But they honestly look good. They look I'm also not as crazy about the art style for Civ 6 in particular, but I should probably get Civ 7 because one of the things that always annoyed me is one of the things that always annoyed me about Civ 5 was you could be in the modern era. Yeah, but I kind of like it though because, or I sort of like the premise because one of the things that always annoyed me about Civilization was you could be in the modern era and still have like horse units, or you could get to a certain point where you have like ancient era units for no reason. And it always annoyed me. It was like immersion breaking. Like, why do I have a bunch of guys with clubs when I'm in the year like 1000 AD? And so the preview for Civ 7, they're like, we're gonna fix that. We're gonna make it so that when you get to the next era, your units like adapt to fit in with the era. And I was like, oh, that's really cool, actually. But the $70 price tag was like, plus they don't have all the DLC yet, so I'm kind of waiting for it to go on sale. At some point is I think what'll really probably do it. But it's on the list of games it's probably the game I want the most, actually, Civ 7 in particular. The Civ 6 art style didn't really do it for me. I found it a little too cartoony, a little too like Disney or whatever. For my tastes, which like isn't a bad thing, right? Like I'm not gonna sit there and judge a game just because it looks weird, but nothing about Civ 6 really spoke to me. There wasn't like this feature where I'm like, oh, I've needed that for a long time. There wasn't this. I didn't look at the previews and see anybody say like, oh yes, we're adding the feature that you. So Civ 7 was the one where it's like, okay, they added the feature that I wanted was that every time there's a level, there's a era transition, everybody levels up, kinda, which is something that I really wanted, but I think a lot of people hated that aspect of it too, because they don't get it. Not to be like rude, but like they don't understand that it's like, that's like really immersion breaking, like really stupid and immersion breaking for that to like happen, most generally. And so I kind of like that. I kind of like the idea that they fixed that, but the downside is that I still have to actually pay for the game, which I haven't done yet. Oh, I'm all the way back here. Oh, boo. So I shouldn't have reloaded that save. But yeah, I mean, this is one of those. This is pretty typical. We just need to do whatever it takes to get this sneak skill up. That's like really all that matters. Getting sneak to 100, or is about 80. By around 80, we'll be pretty good. We can go for more than that. Also, apparently that skeever got hit by a trap or something. What's killing him? How? How did that fire... What? So there's an oil puddle there, but I don't see any reason for that to have caught fire at all, actually. But yeah, so eventually, at some point, I will get Civ 7 for sure. I think like not to be rude, but people who have like multiplayer brain rot, like no offense to multiplayer players, but people who have like multiplayer brain rot are like, why? How come it's not exactly the same as Civ 5? It's like, what do you mean? It's a different game. Like not every system has to make not everything has to be exactly the same as the other games. Like, in fact, I think most people want something new, generally. I think that's the Civ games have really struggled after 5. I don't know for sure, right? But that's the general impression that I get is that people haven't liked them because they're not Civ 5, and it's like, you can go play Civ 5 if you want to, right? Like, it's like I don't, I guess Elder Scrolls is the same problem where it's like Skyrim is not the same as Oblivion, and I don't want to sit there and dismiss criticisms of, but I have not yet to see a criticism for Civ 7 that makes sense to me. I've yet to see somebody say something about Civ 7 where I'm like, oh yeah, I agree with that. But I, you know, I haven't bought it, so there you go. So I will have to do that at some point, and that's probably the #1 game on my list, I think, more or less, with some exceptions. I'd like the DLC for Total War Warhammer 3, but I think that's one of the main problems with Civilization as a series, right? Is they make a new game every year, and like a lot of like Total War Warhammer. I'm into Total War Warhammer. I'm really into Total War Warhammer. That's like a game that I've loved to play so many times. I've played a bunch of campaigns. I've done most of the races and stuff like that. I've played a lot of the second game. The problem is that there's so much game. It's like I'm halfway through the campaigns on the second game, and then they come out with the third game. It's like, how am I supposed to keep up? I literally don't understand. Like, I've beaten basically every campaign in the first game, and then I've beaten like half the campaigns in the second game, and then they come out with a third one. It's like I literally cannot keep up. And then they're going to change a bunch of stuff too, and add new campaigns and all this stuff. So it's like, why get in on the ground floor when I can just wait for them to have all the DLCs and on sale too? And so that was kind of always the problem with a lot of these games, and the Civilization games are like that, and you know, all kinds of games where it's like, at what point am I, boy, I sure hope I don't have to play a blood tax for this one. You know, at what point am I playing a game before it's like done? You know, it's like I can save myself some trouble by just waiting until they have all the content out. You know, and then that way I'll get the most complete experience. And so DLC has kind of actually, like, I wouldn't say it's destroyed video games. But yeah, like, it's a little bit of a situation where it's like there's so many DLC and the games are so expensive that it makes a lot more sense to just wait for the whole thing to go on sale for like half price and then just pick it up then and then play it then when they're done with it. But that means they're not going to get any money from me until you know, until 3 or 4 years after the whole thing. And so I think that's part of the problem with Total War Warhammer 3 in particular, and some of these other games where it's like, you know, and Starfield too. Although Starfield I was so excited to play when it was new that I actually bought it new. Starfield was one of the, like, probably the one game I bought new when it came out. And the thing about Starfield was, and I've talked about Starfield a couple times, but the long and short of it is I'm still waiting for them to finish all the DLC. That's what I'm doing. I'm sitting there and I'm saying to myself, when the heck are the DLC going to be done for Starfield so I can finally play it, you know, so I can finally play it in earnest. I can stream it. No, well, I did. I think I pirated a copy of it when I was in high school or something. You know, like I went online and or something like that. There was some way I played Skyrim. Skyrim definitely happened. What? I gotta open up Task Manager. Skyrim definitely happened. Just to keep track of my CPU or whatever. Skyrim definitely happened. I played a lot of Skyrim. Well, I didn't play that much because my computer wasn't good enough. So that's what ended up happening was I had Skyrim. I like pirated a copy of it or something, and I had it. But like, you know, the scene where Alduin knocks you over and you one sec, I'm almost done with this. You know the scene where Alduin knocks you over at the beginning of the game, and yeah. Well, my computer wasn't good enough at the time, because basically how my computers used to go... So nowadays I build my own computers, right? and I'm willing to pay a decent chunk for them. I'm not going to pay like thousands of dollars, but you know, a good $800 to $1,000 is not outside of my price range for a computer generally, because I know it's going to last me a long time with some, even if I have to do some maintenance on it. But I had this secondhand computer. I mean, basically, my uncle got ripped off every time he bought a computer. He'd go to the computer store, and they'd sell him a computer that was really not good enough for any kind of actual practical application. They'd really overcharge him and underprovide. Because every time I'd get a computer from him secondhand, it was always crap. It was always obsolete almost immediately. And I don't know if it's because I think it's a combination of factors. I think he didn't have he had the computers for longer than I thought he had them for. He had them for a good long while, and then on top of that, the people who were selling the computers were just like ripping him off or something. And so it's like when I buy parts, I get a pretty good grasp of what I'm paying for, you know. And so I think the people who he's buying computers from were just like straight up ripping him off and just like giving him bad computers. But basically, I'd get these computers hand me down, and they were fine. You know, they weren't actually good enough. So basically, that whatever games were the next generation of games, I'd never be able to play them. And that happened to Skyrim. So I had a computer from him, and I had Skyrim, or I had like a pirated copy of Skyrim or something, or I bought it or something. And somehow I had Skyrim. And I'd sit there and I'd play it, and the scene where Alduin knocks you over at the very beginning, so the game would work, but like the loading times and stuff were really bad, and I had to like, or maybe I'm confusing two different memories. Maybe I'm thinking of later. No, I think it was, yeah, I think I might be confusing later, me playing Skyrim later with me playing, when he gave me the next computer, I finally was able to play Skyrim. But when Skyrim came out, I tried to play it, and the loading times and stuff were just too crazy long. And so I'd sit there and in the scene where Alduin knocks you over at the beginning, and you're like looking at the ground, there's a loading screen there. And I know that there's a loading screen there because that took forever on my computer. So I could tell that there was a big, huge loading screen there. And, where are the goons? So I knew there was a big loading screen there. Now, so I wouldn't play Skyrim until later. And then when I did finally play Skyrim, oh boy, I'm screwed. And then when I did finally play Skyrim, this weapon is really great, by the way. And then when I did finally play Skyrim, it was like years later. It was a couple years later, I think. And that was really great. It was really great playing Skyrim a couple years after that. I played like an orc character, but I was really clueless. I had no idea where to go and stuff like that. I really struggled with Skyrim when I finally got around to playing it, because I had lots of other stuff I was doing at the time. I kind of fell out of video gaming for a bit there, and it wasn't good. It wasn't like a good thing that happened to me. Like kind of the opposite, really. I don't know. It's a rough time for me personally, but anyway, and then later on, after my first, I think I played Skyrim like a ton after I built my first. So basically, my uncle's computers got me by for a while, but then at some point I tried to play Fallout 4 and I couldn't do it anymore. And what happened there in that case was the CPU was just not good enough. And so, like, for my uncle's computers, I'd always try to do things like upgrade the video cards, right? That was like a classic tactic I do, is try to upgrade the video card, but it wouldn't matter because the CPUs were too crappy. I'm like, how much did my uncle pay for these dumb computers? Retrospectively. Like, how much were they getting him for? I mean, keep in mind, this is a guy who would use the computer to play City of Heroes. You know, so it wasn't like in Dungeon Siege or whatever, right? So, and when Fallout 4 comes out, he doesn't care. He would get motion sick from the new FPS games. From games like Fallout 3 and stuff. He tried to play Fallout 3 and he got motion sick from it because he played Fallout 1 and 2. Or at least Fallout 1, and he got motion sick from Fallout 3. So I ended up with his copy of Fallout 3. And that was a great game. Loved Fallout 3. But yeah, he'd get ripped off basically by the computer store or whatever, whoever was building them, or maybe he had them for longer than I thought. But I kind of doubt that actually. I sort of think he was paying like $1.50 or $2,000 for these computers that were way under spec, just because he didn't have to put them together. As like I've known people who do computer repair, and they're like, not to be like overly insulting, but kind of a sleazy guy. So I knew a guy in high school. He's a good friend of mine for a long time. But he's kind of a sleazy guy, and he ended up working in computer repair. And so the pieces all kind of fall into place. Where my uncle was probably paying $1.5 to $2,000 for a computer that doesn't really matter, and he's happy to pay that price, but he's not getting a CPU anywhere near as good. So they probably ask him, they're like, "What are you going to do with the computer?" He's like, "I'll watch videos and play City of Heroes." And they're like, "Okay, we can hook this guy up with a real crappy CPU, and charge him for the labor of putting it together." But then I'd get it, and so I'd really struggle to play like Skyrim or whatever, and that's pretty funny. But that's why I started building. I started building my own at a certain point. I'm like, okay, I can't deal with this anymore, and I just pay $1,000 and I figure out how to actually put the dang things together. And to this day, I've only made 2 computers, which is crazy to think about. I'm actually kind of amazed that I think this is the computer I have right now is the second computer I've ever built, which is wild because I built my first computer, I think, about 10 years ago now. I think it's been about 10 years, or no, it was more. I think it's been over 10 years since I built my first computer. And this current computer I built only 2 or 3 years ago. And then each computer I pay, if you pay $1,000, the trick of course is you have to do it right. You're building a computer, you obviously have to cross your T's and dot your I's. There's a Linus Tech Tips video on it though. It's like real great. There's a really, really, really good Linus Tech Tips video about building your own computer. So you just watch that basically, and then you're good to go. Why'd you switch back to pre-build? Just more money or better look or whatever? Because my current rig is a little scuffed. Like my case is like super cheap. Because you got to cut corners somewhere, If you want to pay $250 for a CPU and $250 for a video card, you need to cut corners somewhere for it to be reasonable.
What was that?
What's that? I literally shoot him with a crossbow bolt, and his response is, "What's that?" Love it. I need to not be using these crossbow bolts because it's gonna be hard to get more of them. I think I can craft them or something. Whatever, it's fine. Well, we'll see. I think there's a vendor at some point in the Dawnguard questline. Okay, fair enough. I don't know. I would never, after having dealt with every computer that my uncle ever pre-bought, I would never not build just so I could get the results, just so I can make sure that I'm getting the best results for my money, no matter what. But yeah, I get the impression that really the probably it's narrowed a bit, because nowadays anybody can build a PC. You don't have to be a super genius to do it anymore. There's a time when it's like only the best people did it or whatever, but I think that's not as true anymore. So I don't think I'd ever pre-build ever again, basically. But honestly, I should do a compare and contrast and see what it ends up looking out to be. But I mean, my case is like a $50 case, like a really crappy $50 case where the fan screws are, in the wrong spots, and they're just dumb you know, crap like that makes no sense. You know, but at the end of the day, it's like, okay, well, you know, I save a couple bucks. Honestly, that probably, if I don't know. Maybe next computer, I'll maybe look into it, and I'll see what I'm looking at. But I always like to know that I can break it open and take a part out and put a part in and that kind of crap. You know, so you should probably do it. You should probably do it once. If you're gonna own a desktop, you should probably do it once, or you should probably know at least a little bit. Yeah. So the thing is, I don't. This power supply is one of the parts I don't skimp on. That's what I do. Is I buy a halfway D. I pay a little bit more for a power supply, so I don't skimp on the CPU. I don't skimp on the CPU. I don't skimp on the CPU, the video card, the RAM. I don't skimp on. Probably you could skimp on the RAM, but I didn't. And then I don't. And then the So everything else I skimp on, I don't skimp on those three things. Or in the power supply. So I don't skimp on the power supply either. And then the motherboard I skimp on. The hard drive, I'm not going to pay $1 billion for a hard drive. You know, I just buy like the cheapo 1 terabyte CPU, solid state. The fans or whatever, you know, the case is pretty mid. Oh, the case is real cheap. Case is a real piece of crap. If I could do it again, I'd probably buy. It's like a real cheapo. I think it's steel or something too. Like I'm not even. I don't even think it's aluminum. I think it's literally a steel case. It's just like cheap pieces of crappy steel that barely fit together correctly. Painted red, painted a nice bright red. Oh, and then I have an aftermarket sink too. Yeah, no, it's been. I know since then. Since I built the computer, it's gotten real nasty. But that's the nice thing about a computer is if you do it right, if you buy the right computer, you shouldn't have to replace it for a long time. It shouldn't be something that you're sitting there saying, oh gosh, I gotta replace this. You know, for another 5 or 6. You know, I'm gonna run this computer into the ground. Basically, my plan is to get nearly a decade of value out of this thing. You know, I'm gonna stream, record, process video and audio, 3D model and design, watch videos, have 1 billion tabs open. My plan is to run this thing into the absolute ground and to do it for, you know, 10 years, basically. We'll see if we get that far with it, to be honest. I don't know if that's even possible. You know, it's like I'm sitting in my apartment. It's like 85 degrees in here. You know, that thing is not getting that cool either. You know, my air conditioner's off. And my hope is to get as much value out of this thing. Just wring every drop of value out of this stupid machine. And yeah, that's my plan. Dude, I'm gonna kill the old buggos. I don't want to kill the buggos. Oh, what's the? Do I need a torch for this? Or how do I do this? Burn 3 beehives. Do I need to pick up a torch for this? Do I need to pull a torch out of a sconce? See, I was kind of hoping there'd be like a prompt where it'd just be like burn. You know, like this is whatever. That's fine. It's fine. It's whatever. Yeah, but apparently RAM prices are skyrocketing, I guess. And just other crap like that for no reason. Search me. I don't know what's going on with that crap. Okay, cool. They're just gonna let me. Cool. Cool. They're just gonna let me burn those up. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. So hopefully I won't have to replace my computer for a while. Probably my temple will be the same. Yeah, and this computer's been great for 3 years. I've literally had no problems with this. Oh yeah, and also I do an aftermarket heatsink too. I'm not sure if that's actually worth it, to be honest. I always get one of those fancy aftermarket heatsinks that's like a bunch of ridges. That's like a big pile of like thin plates of aluminum. But I'm not sure if that's actually worth it. I've never tried the default heatsink. to be honest. I'm always just like, let's go with the bigger one. You know, so maybe I should, you know, I don't know. If one of the fans breaks or something, I'll probably swap to the default heatsink and just like whatever, yeah. But, oh shoot. No! No! No, don't detect me. What's wrong with you guys? These dumb NPCs, man. They're always detected. You know, I'm like trying to be a sneaky boy. And then these guys, they're always getting me. What's up with this crap? He's gonna stab me in the back. Oh my gosh, wait, let me get up, back up into the hole, please. Game. I don't deserve this kind of shabby treatment, Skyrim. I don't know what's going on. He padded weird. He padded weird, and I thought I could retreat into where the beehives were, and apparently not. Whatever. No, they're not gonna follow me, are they? Oh, I really cheesed it good this time. Let's just save real quick. Maybe I'll reload, actually. Because this is, like, really scuffed. This is, like, as scuffed as it gets. Yeah, okay, I burned the beehive. That's all that matters. So I think they investigate. Yeah, I guess they're coded to investigate the beehives. Which makes sense. Like, that's probably really foolish of me not to assume that they would. But it feels very sophisticated. It feels like that's, like, a pretty sophisticated thing for Skyrim AI to do. But then again, I don't play a lot of new games either. That's another thing, is I'm not playing like Doom Eternal or whatever, you know. I didn't get my hands on Doom Eternal. I didn't play Civ 7 or whatever, you know. So the limitations of my computer aren't really clear. But I think it's a lot different than it used to be now. I think in the last couple of years things have gotten different. And they don't make games as hardcore anymore, you know. Like they're not making games that require the top of the line or near top of the line hardware. Like they realize they have to sell games to people who are not going to buy a computer every year or whatever. And I know for some devs that's not really true, you know, like Cyberpunk 2044 or whatever, 2076 or whatever, you know, whatever that dumb crap was. Where it's like that had performance issues, but I think that was all optimized. Or you know what? No, I actually bought Borderlands 4 because me and my brother were gonna play it, and his rig can't even handle it. His rig literally can't even play the game, which is crazy to think about. He has like a dumb gaming laptop from a couple years back. From, you know, maybe 5 years ago. You know, the thing is, whenever you buy a gaming laptop, that's your first mistake. You're always going to get bad performance out of a gaming laptop. There's kind of no way around it. Like, it's just, there's something wrong with them or whatever. Like, I've had gaming laptops, and of course, when I had a gaming laptop, it was the gaming laptop I had when I was a kid. It was like almost 20 years ago now that I had a gaming laptop.
My imagination.
And so it was like this crappy cow box. I can't remember what the company was even called. It was a Gateway. It was a Gateway gaming laptop. Well, that's what I'm saying is you're getting it, like, why? Like, I don't understand the concept of a gaming laptop. Like, that actually makes no sense to me. Like, if you're gonna buy a laptop, it's some piece of, I mean, like, you know, that's crazy. I say that, right, when there's people who spend thousands of dollars on iMacs or whatever, MacBooks, you know, and all this crap like that, right? But no, like, I actually don't understand gaming laptops, because it's like if you want a cheap piece of crap to watch anime on in the school library, on your campus library, you know, or you want some piece of crap to emulate Game Boy Advance games on or whatever, right? You don't need a fancy. You know, you actually don't need to spend thousands of dollars to do that, right? And it's like, if you're willing to spend thousands of dollars, just buy a standalone machine and you can sit there and it'll be good forever. You know what I mean? Like, it'll be a darn good computer for a really long time. You'll a year, it'll last you years and years, depending on what you want to do with it. And so a gaming laptop never has ever made sense to me. Yeah, but it's like a laptop is always gonna get banged around and crap. Like that's what I'm saying is like those guys who buy Macs, those guys who buy Apple laptops. Like, you go to college, it's like there's all these people with Apples, and you look around and you see people with Apples. It's like those people. It's like a status symbol, or like they're doing. I don't hate Macs entirely. Don't get me wrong. I think to a certain extent you do get what you pay for with an Apple computer, but like there's no way you're getting that much value out of that machine. Like there's like a 0% chance that you're like I guess that's the justification. But the thing is, like, if you're actually taking it around like you do with a real laptop, that's crap's gonna get banged up. You're gonna have that in your backpack and it's gonna like get banged up or whatever, Like I had my laptop in my backpack and it got torn to pieces all the time. It got wrecked all over the place. And yeah. So I wouldn't ever do that. It's like a laptop is a piece of crap that you have that you take with you where you go. It's like you're on the job site, and you got cement all over your hands, and you're like, oh man, I gotta use my laptop to sign into the website or the web portal, That's when I think of a laptop, that's what I think of. It's like, oh, I gotta, I got the, when I go to the movie theater, when I volunteer at the movie theater, right? They have like a laptop behind the counter that they use for some task. They have some like random tasks that they use the laptop for, and I have no idea what they're doing. And they're on this like laptop. It's like that's what and their hands are covered in popcorn grease or something, and they're using this laptop. That's what I think of when I think of a laptop. Like, it's a machine that watches YouTube videos, or does some kind of like some portable task, right? Everything else about it, when you're paying for miniaturization, it's like, what's the point? Unless it's like just the cheapest crap. I don't know. I guess now that I think about it, if you're doing like live recording, plus like I guess like I'm recording video right now, right? And I'm streaming, right? And you're like, okay, like I guess maybe you could use a laptop to do something like that, but like there are fancy cameras nowadays, like iPhones, and so I don't know. I guess maybe mobile phones have. If you really want to pay a lot for like something that does that kind of crap, you can buy a good mobile phone, and that'll get you 90% of the way there too. I think that's another thing. It's like if you're willing to spend $600 on a phone, with like a super amazing camera that can take 4K videos, that's another layer of like, okay, like what's the point of a laptop? But I don't know. And the keyboard. Swapping out the keyboard would be a huge pain too. There's like so many things wrong with a laptop, in my opinion. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Is like in those particular cases, that's a machine that's gonna like go through abuse. You're gonna not really, right? But like it could. Oh, whoops, I drop it. That's like the reality of the situation. Potentially. So even if it's a good computer, even if it's like a relatively good computer for what it's being used for, like that's a computer that's like, I wouldn't want that to be too good a computer, because at that point, that's you're playing with fire, That's a computer that's never gonna be
here after all.
Gonna survive for a million years. I think anyway. Like if I pay $1,000 for a computer, I want it to last forever. I've ruined so many keyboards pouring drinks on them. It's like the mere idea of me having to use a laptop is like laughable. It's like, this is just laughable. Although I use that laptop my uncle gave me a long time ago for so long. Like I said, I had a gaming. It was a Gateway PC, now defunct. It was this real fancy gaming laptop. He bought it, and I remember watching him play Warcraft 3 on it. And it was a decent computer. I wouldn't call it a good computer.
Who's there?
It was a decent computer. It was fine. It played Warcraft 3. And then I played a lot of World of Warcraft. The problem with World of Warcraft is they got to a point where they kept increasing the spec requirements. And I couldn't go to like major cities and stuff on that computer. Like the game would just freeze in Dalaran basically. Yeah, really a whole yeah. See, that's why my computer is on another table. my computer is on an entirely different table from the one I'm sitting in front of. I have my monitors in front of me, and all the cords are run to a table that's separate, and that's where the computer is. Because I don't want to do that. For that exact reason. So yeah, the idea that my whole computer is on the same table I'm on, to me that just seems crazy. Like crazy talk. But maybe, I mean, if you don't sit in front of your computer all the time like I do. Because all my free time I spend sitting in front of a computer, right? Like, you know, that's the reality of the situation. But if I guess for a lot of people that's not true. A lot of people, you know, do all kinds of other stuff. And a computer to them is like a workstation. Like they're in front of the computer if they're working or something. And then they don't sit there and have, you know, any reason to have a drink in front of it or something. You know? Like that's their attitude or whatever. Probably that's the better way to do things than however I'm doing things, but... let's see if I can do this during the daytime. This is like really sus. Did I just kill? I did kill. Cool. I hope this doesn't get me in trouble with the Thieves Guild. Then, where are we? Okay, yeah. We're making nice, good progress there. With that skill. A little laborious, but... You know. Whatever. But yeah, so the idea that I'm gonna have... a computer... like that, like a $2,000 laptop is just silly. Like I said, that's why I don't understand Macs. Macs I understand even less, because I guess they're light, right? So you're biking on campus and you got your MacBook in your backpack. And you're like, you gotta go to your archaeology class or whatever, or your finance or whatever. I guess I don't know, maybe a finance bro has a Windows machine, I don't know. You go to your archaeology class or your architecture class. You got your MacBook in your backpack and you're biking on campus and you're like, "Whoa, bro, the thing's so light, bro." That's how your computer. That's what matters. It's a decent computer and it's really light, and it's decently durable. It's durable enough. You're gonna replace it in 3 years anyway, or whatever. Well, you go to your internship on campus, and you bike to your internship or whatever, you know. So that's kind of thing. So yeah, so I guess you know. So I can understand the laptop to a certain extent, but a gaming laptop, that's the vertex where it's like. Plus, I think a Mac is sort of just like a status symbol. I mean, kinda, right? I don't know. I mean, probably you could do some like 3D modeling or something on a gaming laptop. Now that I think about it, actually. There's probably like a real work application for a gaming laptop. You know, like when I say gaming laptop, the first thing I think of is gaming. I'm like, oh, it's a gaming machine. It's like gaming laptop to me is like an oxymoron. It's like, why are you gaming on your laptop unless it's like a really crappy game? You know, like, oh, I'm playing Fast and Light on my crappy Windows machine. You know, it's like, yeah, that makes sense. You're playing like an emulator game. You're playing like Game Boy Advance emulator or Faster Than Light. Or something like that, you know, some real lightweight on your crappy little gaming laptop, and then, oh god, and then by contrast, if you're gaming, you're playing on like a desktop. You have like a desktop computer that you're playing on, and then that's your gaming. You're playing Fallout 4 on your gaming PC or whatever. And so the concept of like a gaming laptop is like weird, but honestly, you could probably do some like actual work crap on a gaming laptop too. You know, you could be sitting there in Blender You'd have like Blender open with your Blender render. You know, it's using like 99% of your CPU or whatever, and sit there and like blast that crap. So yeah, I mean, like, to be fair, when I say gaming laptop, that's kind of loaded. That sort of implies that you're playing video games on your laptop, when like it's a kind of a juicer rig, and you could probably be doing something else with it. You know, you'd probably be sitting there doing something totally different with it. You could have SolidWorks open. So yeah. Now that I think about it, actually, I'm kind of dunking on a gaming laptop in like a really inappropriate way. But to be fair, you could probably do that on a Mac, on a good Mac. You know, like a good top of the line Mac. Although that would probably cost, you know, 33% more or 50% more or something, right? You know, like you're paying, you know, you have like $1,000 gaming laptop, and probably a halfway decent Mac is like $2,000, would be like $2,000 or more, right? So like a top of the line Mac could do that, but a top of the line Mac has a real nice screen. You know, if you have like a top of the line like iMac computer, like a home iMac computer, right? And it's like the screen, the monitor on that is insane. Whereas with your gaming laptop, you're gonna struggle to have like a super crazy good monitor to go alongside that. But I mean, it's still a rig, you know. Like you could just plug that into a fancy. You could buy a fancy monitor and plug that in, but then the portable aspect. But I mean, iMacs aren't portable either, so you know, that's the thing. I mean, but with that being said, like, if someone wants a gaming laptop, far be it from me to suggest they're wrong. And if they're actually at home gaming on it, then yeah, I guess it works. If it gets the job done, it gets the job done. The thing about a laptop, the other problem with a laptop, like I said, because they're portable and stuff, you always have to assume something's going to break on them, and you're going to have to replace them, or it's going to be really hard to do maintenance on them. That's the big problem with laptops. Like I said, you know, the hypothetical guy biking to campus on his, you know, biking to campus, and he's got the MacBook in his backpack or whatever, right? That guy's gonna have to replace that computer in like 3 years, you know? Like, that computer's just not gonna last forever. There's no way, right? So that's the bigger issue I see with laptops as like a concept, is like, oh, a hinge breaks on the back of it. Well, that's, you know, you're either gonna have to have a fancy technician who knows the machine pop it open and fix that latch or something, or you just ignore it. And I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, so you know what? This is a real story. I had that gaming laptop my uncle gave me. At some point, I had to replace the hard drive on it. I needed more space or something, or I just wanted to replace the hard drive. So I replaced the hard drive on it, and it's a literal hard drive. It wasn't. This is before SSDs. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, my monitor broke. I had to replace my monitor a couple weeks ago, or a couple months ago now. Or I think it was a month ago now. And that monitor, I still have that. That monitor is still over there. You know, if that monitor had been the whole computer, that would have been serious trouble. I knew this guy. But yeah, so when I swapped out the hard drive for that stupid computer, for the cow box. I can't remember what the brand is called again. I just literally forgot the Gateway. That Gateway computer, that Gateway gaming laptop. When I swapped out the hard drive, it messed with a bunch of it messed with like the inbuilt programs or something. I wasn't able to get those back, and so there's like buttons on the front. There's like a volume button on the front that got messed up, and a couple other little things that got messed up on that computer because of the because I swapped out the hard drive on it. Although I think that computer still works. I think that computer doesn't exist anymore. I'm pretty sure. I think I threw that computer away a while ago. But if I still had that computer, it would probably still boot up, which is more than can be said for my cheap, like, crappy, which is way more than can be said for my cheap, crappy, crappy other, like, I had another laptop that was like really crappy that I bought at the office supply store. And you know, it's just a crappy school laptop, you know, word processing and all that crap. And that laptop is broken in all kinds of messed up ways and it barely works. Like I have it, it's sitting right behind me right now and it's just complete garbage basically. And so yeah, forget that. And then so I knew this guy. And he had one of those crappy, he had a crappy laptop like that and he used it for years. And what he did to try to finally, and at some point the thing broke, the screen broke or something went haywire on it, and he had to replace it. And when that happened, okay, I'm just gonna. This ends now. When that happened, when that computer finally broke, he had to put it in like a crappy aftermarket case. He like bought this stupid crappy case and he took out the guts of the laptop and he put it in a stupid he put it in a dumb he put it in a dumb actual computer case and then hooked it up to a monitor. And that's what he did. It's like I don't want to ever have to do that for a computer. You know, like that's not really my vibe. That's not really how I think of what a computer needs to be. You know, like when I have a computer, I want it to be like a real modular, high value machine. You know, it's interesting because that laptop he had, it was a nicer laptop than the laptop I had. So this is his like college laptop that he had when he was like a college freshman, same as my crappy college laptop. And but he had probably had a more expensive crappy college laptop. My guess is his crappy college laptop was actually closer to $1,000, and mine was only a couple hundred. Mine was like $250 max to $300. His crappy college laptop probably cost twice as much, but he was using it 10 years later. And that's what so finally the screen broke on it and he had to swap it out and mess with and hook it up to a monitor and stuff. And that was crazy. It's like I don't want to have to live like that. That's not really how I want things to go for my computing experience. That does not sound like a computing experience that I can advocate for. I won't say that's beneath me per se as far as computing experiences go, but it's probably not a good value proposition. Like, I'm not going to sit there and say that I think that's a good value proposition, because it's probably not. That's probably like actually kind of a bad value proposition as far as like this stuff goes. You know, I don't know, you know. What can I say, really? So we need this one, we have that one, Lightfoot. I really want this one, but I think I can't get it. Cause I have 3. Okay, we'll save that. I don't really need Silent Roll. It's nice, but it's a little mid. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is the laptops are kind of a scam. I feel like a laptop is like it's completely amodular. It's something entirely for kids, for college kids, so they can type in the library on their own computers. And that's all it's for. So they can hook it up to the presentation screen for Economics 101 and give their talk about the economics of Bitcoin or Pokemon Go or whatever, and then call it a day. And a lot of those kids, just the reason they're so expensive is because they have money they got that kind of money or whatever. But I miss that whatever it's called, that gateway computer was great. So actually it's funny that I say that because like I said, I had a gaming laptop and it was great. It was a good computer for many years, actually. That was my first computer. That was my like first actual computer that was like technically mine, and it was a great machine. It was a truly great machine. And it was a gift from my uncle. Yeah. So I played StarCraft on that thing. I played the StarCraft campaign. I played Warcraft 3 campaign on that thing. I played LAN, Warcraft 3 with my friends. Played a bunch of World of Warcraft on that machine. It was a good machine for what it was. But then what happened was I went to the GameStop. Me and my dad and my mom went to the mall and we went to the GameStop, and I had read about Supreme Commander in a gaming magazine or online or something, right? So Supreme Commander was the new RTS. I was like, oh, cool! It's a new RTS, sort of like how Warcraft 3 is an RTS or whatever. Guess what? Wouldn't run. Didn't run on Supreme Commander. Didn't run on my computer. And that was a big moment where I'm like, ah, dang. And we didn't return it. We probably should have returned it. I don't know if we could have returned it or whatever. But yeah, that's another story. And my dad was there, which is usual, which is funny because my dad wasn't there for most things. But he was there for that. He was there for Supreme Commander not working, which is pretty funny. My dad got me. We had a GameCube, right? And my dad wanted the game for it, and so he bought Resident Evil 4. And he never really played it. He never really got it. I think he never really understood it. Because he had played like Doom and crap like that. But I ended up playing it. I played it. So that was like the M-rated game that I had was Resident Evil 4. And that's like a 10 out of 10 video game. It's like one of the best video games ever made, basically. Resident Evil 4. And so he did technically get me Resident Evil 4. So my uncle got me Fallout 3 because he couldn't play it. He made a motion sick, so he couldn't play Fallout 3. And then my dad got me Resident Evil 4. So I played Resident Evil 4 and Fallout 3 because of. So that's how I got around the fact that I couldn't have M-rated games or whatever. Was those two. And those are great. Those are great games. Fallout 3 less so. Resident Evil 4 was the gem. I think I was there too. And the salesman was like, yeah, so if you want the best GameCube game ever, Resident Evil 4 or something. But my dad's like, what's the good game? It's M-rated or whatever, and he's like, Resident Evil 4, and so my dad bought it. It was a great pick. Arguably one of the best games on the system by far. And in my opinion, it's one of the best games ever made. It's like it does everything right. It's like a great example of a game that does literally everything right in every way. Like the template for like a perfect video game. But yeah, so that's the one game my dad got me was that game by accident. He didn't even intend for me to actually play it. It just accidentally became my game because he forgot about it. And then what else? What other games? I'm trying to think if there's another game that's like that was on the GameCube though. That was not on a laptop. That was on the GameCube. So that's like a tangential story. But yeah, Supreme Commander did not work on that gaming laptop. It was really disappointing. Really, really disappointing. Because I think Supreme Commander, I think we picked that up in 2005 or something. Or no, it may have been late. No, it couldn't have been 2005. We got that in like 2007, I think. And the computer was only from like 2001. And it couldn't run. And I'm not sure if that was the era. I think maybe the computing era was like bad for that kind of stuff. I think that was back in the days where computers would get twice as strong every year. And developers didn't really care about the end user. Like being able to run the game. Like they expect you to have a newish computer to be able to play I think it's back in those days. I think that was the problem with that particular game. Because I think that was around the time of Crisis. Although it's interesting because I think that laptop. No, maybe that laptop couldn't run Fallout 2, or I mean Half-Life 2, because I did play Half-Life 2 later. The next computer my uncle gave me definitely could play Half-Life 2 because I played Half-Life 2 on that next. I'm pretty sure either that next computer or the next computer I played. No, I think it was that computer where I played Half-Life 2 on that computer. So it ran Half-Life 2, and it probably could have ran Supreme Commander. Although I never, for some reason, I lost interest and I didn't play Supreme Commander after that. Which is like a weird story. Like I tell a story about how Supreme Commander doesn't work on my computer. And then and I'm like disappointed. And I think I still have the Supreme Commander box. I think if I go look in my closet right now, I'll still be able to find the Supreme Commander box next to my copies of World of Warcraft and stuff like that. My actual physical copies of World of Warcraft, which is like really bizarre to think. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yes, so yeah, for some reason I never actually played Supreme Commander. So later on, and now the crazy thing is my computer doesn't even have a disk drive. So even if I wanted to play Supreme Commander now, I couldn't because my computer no longer has a disk drive. So I have the Supreme Commander discs, and I've never played and I forgot. I guess I forgot about it. It's like really weird to think about in retrospect how I wanted the game from the game store. My parents bought me the game from the game store. I put it into my I was disappointed when the game wouldn't run on my computer. And then somehow, after all these years, I've never played Supreme Commander. And I don't understand the chain of events that possibly could have led to me never having played this game. But that's just the way it was, I guess. I don't know how that makes any sense at all. Because my uncle got me a computer. I think maybe I just got distracted by Fallout 3 or something, and then it just years passed. And I kind of stopped liking RTS games. Or something. Because I think I didn't... Yeah, because I think the computer I'm talking about now was the computer that couldn't play Skyrim, and it's a computer that couldn't play StarCraft 2. And those are the two games I really wanted it to play, and it couldn't play either of them. And so I think it's the next computer that my uncle got me in my senior year, that my uncle gave me in my senior year, was the computer that played, I may need to make more crossbow bolts, interestingly enough. Was the dumb computer that made that played Skyrim and StarCraft 2. But by then StarCraft 2 I was already done with that, you know. Like that was already over. Like nobody gave a crap anymore at that point about those games. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. And I was never good at RTSs anyway. That was never my thing. Like I played a lot of League of Legends and I was never good at it, no matter how hard I tried. It's just not in my wheelhouse. I have other skills, I suppose. So yeah. So it's probably just as well that I couldn't play StarCraft when it was new. Weird to think about though. Really, really, really weird to think about that. That's how that went. Oh come on, where's the detecting? There's like a mud crab or something below me. I think. It's doing that dumb thing where it's like I'm getting chain detected. This guy has arrows, though. This guy has freaking arrows. Boom! I sure hope this doesn't negatively affect the questline at all. I think I'm not supposed to do that. I think I'm not supposed to murder all these guys. Brutally. I'm not supposed to do that, but well, you know. What are you gonna do? You know? They're to quote Rick and Morty. Remember the Rick and Morty it's been a long time since these episodes are relevant, but there's those Rick and Morty episodes where the guy's like, there I go killing again. That's the Skyrim story. You know, I'm like, so you need to break into this place and steal the safe. And I'm like, okay, break into this place, murder all the guards, and then steal the safe. Okay, sure, gotcha. Can do. You called the right guy if you wanted that to be how this goes. But yeah, I mean, once we get Sneak all the way up to like 80-ish, it'll be real slick. 80-ish is kind of the main break point for this. Anything less, and we're not really able to do it right. And then once we have that, we can start dumping points into this. Critical shot, yeah, it's whatever. Power shot. Hunter's discipline, that's good. Yeah, sure. Yeah, all this stuff is great. All that stuff is great, but we need the key Sneak perks. I'm trying to think if oh, no, I do need the armor one. Yeah, I do actually really want silence. Shadow Warrior's not as important, but I definitely want silence. Because otherwise I'm gonna have to take my armor off all the time, which is kind of mid. That's not really fashionable. Like, look at me in my mage's robe. Who would take a thief seriously in a set of mage's robe? Why am no? There's one more. How many of these stupid guards are there? How do you afford to pay like 30 guys to guard your stupid honey thing? Your apiary. It's like this is just crazy. I thought they were all dead. I've killed like 6 of them. I've killed 6 of them, and there's still one more. Just creeping around. That's just nuts. Oh, he does see me, yeah. That's unlucky. Now, we just phase him again. And then, probably actually, if I really wanted to get this character off the ground faster, I could do magic instead of health. But there are certain parts of the game where you can't stealth. So I need as much health as I can to survive those scenarios. It's not optional, unfortunately. I don't have the choice to spec into magic, really. Well, I probably could. I probably could. Unless you're playing a magical character, you really don't want mana, though. Magicka or whatever. You really want to go health if possible. It's better than Magicka. Because what's going to happen if you go Magicka as a Skyrim character is you just get shot with a bow and killed immediately. Like what happens is an endgame Falmer shoots you and kills you instantly. And you just die. You're like, oh, well, okay, gotta resave. So the way you survive with those magic characters is you like stun lock them. You sit there and you hit them with spells over and over and over again and stagger them over and over and over again. I'm sure it's possible. I'm 100% certain that it's possible to go mana instead of health, but you reach a point where it's not for safety's sake, it's not worth it. Plus, the other reason to not do it is because I actually once I cast the spell, once I start casting Bound Bow and just like summoning a conjured bow, I'm not going to replace that ever. There's no reason to fire any other weapon in the game. The thing is about Skyrim that's really crucial to understand is, or I suppose, or the conjured weapon at least, this bow is better than 90% of bows in the game. Like 90 to 95% of weapons. You have to be an extremely, you have to have a lot of smithing or a lot of enchanting to make a bow better than this bow. So there's actually no reason to replace this bow once I get it working. Once I'm able to summon and fire this bow, that's it. That's all she wrote for other bows. So I may as well use things like crossbows and other meme weapons in the meantime, because once I get the spell off the ground, it's over. For all those other weapons, they're actually just suboptimal at that point. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm not in a super hurry to get that sorted, to be honest. But technically, if you wanted to optimize it, that's how you do it. Is that the? Oh no, that's the guy. There he is. No, I missed. How many of these guys are there? There's 2 more. Where do they get these guys? What is going on with this place? I'm like crapping my pants because I've killed so many. I like have to like get this quest done. Like there's so many dead bodies, there's so many people I've murdered today that I just didn't have to kill, and I just elected to kill all of them. And now I like feel bad because like it's like 6 dead bodies. I'm probably gonna get in trouble for this. Probably the Thieves Guild is gonna like kick me out or something. They're gonna be like, "You killed like 10 dudes, bro. What are you doing? Like we hired you to pay. We hired you to steal their stuff, not murder them, not brutally kill all the guards." Like I'm gonna get in trouble. Devlin Mallory is gonna give me an earful when I get back to the lodge for this nonsense. This is ceased to be a robbery and is now a brutal massacre. This is no longer the Golden Glow Skate heist. This is they gotta change the name of the quest at this point. the burglary job, or no, I guess that's something different. Yeah, loud and clear. Loud and clear is a way to put it. Yeah. What I've done to this establishment is just despicable. It's like we've really gone past the line of like mafia, of like noble thief type stuff. I've really brutally killed many people today. But you know that it happens. You know, stuff gets out of hand. That's the golden rule, or the golden how's it go? Whatever. It doesn't matter. That's just the turn of the screw sometimes. You know, you need to level up your sneak skills, and so. You know, when you're a hammer, everything's a nail. You know, that's the takeaway that I think we're all thinking of. See, this is why I probably should do this off camera, off stream. I should probably not stream this part too much, because you get the idea. I think if you watched the last stream, you also got the idea. Of how this works, of the general premise of this character. You know, we do this, we do the work now, and then we get our fat reward when I finally hit like 80 skill. I guess I can pick all these locks too. Why not? Let's pick some locks too. Let's pretend to be thieves. You know, it's like my question is, why don't I just? Where's the option to break the door down? Where's the option to snap the door? What if I have enough like two-handed skill? Could I just like snap the door off its hinges and just like keep going? Oh, there's a potion. That's actually potion pickpocketing might be useful. Actually, man, they're really hooking it up. I think he's in here too. Yeah, there's a guard right there. I think maybe I'll leave some of these guys alive to tell the story of my exploits and cruelty. And then also I'm kind of like done murdering them all. I'm a little tired of murder for a minute. So maybe we'll get this quest done. Maybe we'll just get out of here. Just call it a day. We'll actually do the stealth gameplay for once in our lives. we'll actually do the thing that we're supposed to be doing here, which is stealth. Instead of just indiscriminate murder. Okay, see, I don't remember. But this actually reminds me a lot of Oblivion. Oh, there's 2 more guards. Wow, there's so many goons in this place. It's just crazy. Yeah, okay. So it should be below me somewhere. Although why it's here specifically, I guess. Oh wow, you can probably kill him with fire here. Oh yeah. How do I get past this guy? Let's actually try that. Let's set him on fire. Let's see if I can do this with a torch. No. Okay, that's stupid. That's dumb. That's really dumb, actually. How do I get past this guy? See, there's a way. This is it's like a puzzle. There's totally a way to get past this guy, but I can't remember for the life of me what it is. It's just crazy. Oh, okay. I think there's another way. Like, I'm almost certain there's a way to get past this guy, but I can't remember what it is. Wait a minute. Why is there a... what? Change the key to Arlington's safe. Well. Oh. Yeah, it's down there. But apparently there's a way into the sewer? Huh. I seem to remember... maybe I have to kill this guy, actually. I don't know. Because there's a light, like, right there.
Huh?
Oh, apparently I can just slip past him. Okay, never mind. Crazy. Oh, except now I have to do an expert lock. That's actually really wild that I was able to do that. That's nuts. I'm, like, running out of lockpicks too. Well, I forgot the key. I forgot the dumb key. We gotta get that. It's like actually relatively crucial for the quest. And then to be clear, just so there's no confusion, if you're watching, the reason I'm doing this quest line is purely for the experience. It has nothing at all to do with the actual substance of the quest. There is some good stuff in this quest line, really. There actually, well, that's not entirely true. There's some decent stuff here. It's not all bad or anything like that. I can get some pretty solid some pretty solid items out of this, actually. But the most important thing is that I level up sneak and I level up archery and just random crap like that. Obviously, a little bit of gold helps too. No, nothing bad about that. That's gonna get me farther on my way. But this is essentially the lowest maintenance character that's practical in Skyrim. The problem is it's actually not a clear shot because you have to do lots of this kind of stuff for it to get off the ground. If you don't do this part, you can't... like, this character is really broken, but in, like, every respect. But if you don't do this part... but you still have to do this part. You don't have a choice. This phase of the whole experience is, like, there's no way around it. Unless you're willing... like, you can do something like... there actually are ways around it, right? But it's stuff like enchanting. It's stuff like, oh, like I go and I spend a couple hours in Whiterun enchanting items, or, you know, some crap like that, right? Where it's like, okay, well, that's, you know, we're basically not really doing anything while we're doing that, right? So that sort of thing is like any Skyrim character, you have to pay the toll. You gotta know what you're doing and put in the work, and then you can have your fancy Skyrim character that just like does whatever they want. Uh-oh. The hell? Hello? What is he doing? Huh. Look at the orcish bow. What is he doing? What is he standing there? What is he doing? Oh, is he sitting? Is he supposed to be sitting? I think he's supposed to be sitting. And the game is just bugged out, and so he can't sit properly. He's not sitting properly. Okay, well, geez. Okay, game. Well, let's just. I'm gonna go ham here. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go harm with the saves come here. Let's see where this takes me. This is awesome. Oh my gosh, and then it works again. Okay. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. What? There was only 10% chance that I nailed it. Oh yeah. So I don't know what this guy's doing there, but I don't care anymore. I'm done. We hooked it up fat. That was a huge get. That was a huge come up. That was like the king of all come ups. That was as big a come up as I can possibly imagine. I'm so glad I did that. I am so unbelievably glad that I did that. Is he gonna let me? His AI is like bugged or something. Because he's not calling the guards or anything. I feel like this guy is supposed to be like mad at me, but he's like broken. Yeah, his AI is like scuffed or something. Something wrong with his AI, probably. I don't think I failed a single pickpocket on him. Because all those pickpockets were like 50% chance at best, and I passed all of them. So there must be something wrong with his AI. His AI must be like compromised or something. For some reason. I don't know why that would be the case. I think maybe because I murdered a bunch of his... Maybe it's because I murdered a bunch of his guards. I don't know. But yeah, that's like real weird. It's just like really, really, really weird. Like really bizarre and just crazy and makes no sense. But I mean, there's Skyrim for you. What are you gonna do? Well, what are you gonna do about the Skyrim situation? You know, the Skyrim situation is insane. You know, like I murdered 10 guys and nobody cares. That's how Skyrim is. That's just the way of the jungle around here, around the Skyrim in Skyrim land. They're not even paying attention. They don't even know. And I got a sick bow too. Got a sick orcish bow. It's just like, it's giving that realness, giving that orcish bow realness. I can probably fence it too. Let's see how much damage it does. Okay, not even. It's not even good. it's not even good. I have. There was no appreciable gain over what I was doing, what I've been doing. Ah, boo! He detected me that time. He frickin' detected me that time, huh? What a load of horse pucky. There we go. There we go. Just slip right on through. Break on through to the other side. Whatever. We're all about that life. Here in Cyrodiil or whatever. We just go straight to the sewer. Bam. They didn't even know I was there. I only killed like 10 guys. I only murdered like 10 guys to accomplish all that. It's pretty standard, really. It's you know, if you really think about it, you know, I didn't kill all the guards. You know, I only killed most of them. Right? So if you really think about it, that's like a, you know, like if we look at the percentage, right? I only killed like 30% of the guys. That's like a C. You know? That's like a C grade. You know, I got like a C there. As far as I'm concerned. That was pretty okay. It's like, oh, you killed 6 people or whatever. It's like, yeah, but I only killed 30% of them. And it's like, that's a C. That's a C. When I talk to Brynjolf here, he's gonna pass me.
You've made a mess of things, and Maven's furious. I told you not to burn more than 3 of the hives. I've smoothed things over with her for now, but you can forget your cut.
Oh shoot!
At least you remembered one of the things Arengoth's. He has no. If only the parchment.
Okay, we're actually. We're gonna go back in time. Actually, I goofed that up completely. We're gonna go back in time. We're gonna go back in time. Actually, I'm not gonna do this. We're gonna We're gonna go all the way back in time. I want my bonus cut. I want the bonus cut for this. How many goons are dead here? No, we need to go all the way. We need to go farther back. I made like 100 saves. I want my cut. I want my bonus cut. He's gonna be really mad at me. Let's do the actual stealth gameplay. Let's do the actual stealth gameplay that they hired me to do. Instead of flying off the handle like a psychopath. Like a crazy weirdo. Let's actually do the job correct this time. Let's actually do the job correct this time instead of flying off the handle like a crazy person. And murdering 10 men for my own amusement. We're gonna level up. We're not gonna. We're back in time now, to when I'm only 53 stink. But that's okay because at the end of the day, you know, we sometimes we gotta live and learn. Sometimes you need to do the back in time spell or whatever. To make it right. Sometimes you gotta make it right. You gotta do what it takes to make it right. Or else they'll get you, or whatever. The ghosts. The ghosts from heck will get you. You'll be stewing in a sea of regret. Is the idea? I don't want to live like that. I can't afford to sit and wonder if I did the right thing when I murdered like 6 people. You know, like I don't want to have to deal with that. I think maybe what we'll do is we'll just do the time warp magic instead. We'll just cast a return spell to an earlier date, and we'll play that out, and we'll do things that way instead of having to wonder if what we did was right or not. You know, because I just don't want to have to think about it. Also, that's really okay. That's what happened. So the mouse triggered the fire. So this quest will take like 2 seconds. Now that I'm not painstakingly murdering every person, every living being on the Golden Glow estate, it's not going to take me very long to do this one. Yeah, let's see how this goes when you do things right. Let's see how this quest goes. Actually, it's easy to do things wrong. You know, that's the thing. It's easy to do things the wrong way. You know, not intended. I'm not an assassin. I'm not a murderer. That's not what I am. That was like a glimpse. The quest that I just did, the version of things that you just watched, that was like a glimpse into an alternate reality. That was like a mind eye glimpse. That was like a glimpse through the mind's eye, wherein I saw an alternate version of the world that was not to my liking. Because Brynjolf didn't give me my money or whatever. Because Brynjolf didn't give me like 10 gold pieces. I was like, Brynjolf, I need my 10 gold pieces, please. And he's like, no, sorry, laddie. You murdered 15 men. You can't be trusted with the money, but I'm glad you got the job done, aye? And that's what he says. That's what he sounds like. And so yeah. Oh. Yeah, we want to avoid that. We want to do ourselves a favor and not have to subject ourselves to that kind of bad end. You know, like I shot one of those like bandit guys, and it's like, with this character's death, the thread of prophecy has been severed. Reload a save, or face the consequences. But that's okay. That's okay. This is a great example of how if you really put in the work, you'll get rewarded for your hard work. Yeah, hey laddie, you've never done an honest day's work in your life, have ya? Oh, sure, me lad. By the Emerald Isles, you've never done an honest day's work, have ya? Thank you. Laddie, I need you to go down to Dublin. And I need you to steal the golden thingamajig. That's what he sounds like. I think that's the origin story of his accent. I'm sure of it. Based on no evidence at all. Is this sneak? No, it's pickpocket. That doesn't really matter, but we'll take it anyway. Oh, laddie. Oh, laddie, you've done and made a proper mess of things. You killed a bunch of rats and people, laddie. I can't let you back into the clubhouse. And I'm not giving you the tenner that I promised you. I'm like, but Brynjolf, please. Please, I need that $10 bill. So I can buy arrows with it. So I can buy crossbow bolts with it. Oh, laddie. You killed 10 men. That's not right, laddie. I swear by the flag of the Republic, laddie. You've done us all a great evil. They're gonna be knocking on me door, laddie. Over this one. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, and so then the time warp magic comes into play. That's where the time warp magic comes into play. That we then abuse. That we then misuse and abuse to fix our wrongs in the past. It's like, well, son, you don't get the payout. You don't get the extra payout for the job, son. You killed 15 people. And then I'm like, okay, this is, you know, with this character's death, the thread of prophecy has been severed. I like murder a random mercenary, and that's what it says. And it's like if I killed Snowy Granius at the beginning of Morrowind. And then it's like, uh-oh. Oh god, please no. Please no. Okay, well, let's try that again. This is the problem with doing this quest legitimately. Is we're gonna get this nonsense. Okay, maybe if I'm quiet, they'll not hear me. So you never know. Maybe voodoo magics are in play. Maybe esoteric voodoo darkness magic. Oh god. Oh god, oh god. Okay, let's try it again. Let's try it again. Oh, sure, laddie. You burned the beehives, and you stole the thing, and you only killed nobody. Good job, laddie. Good job, me bucko. So I think you can enter here in the docks, too. So it's like weird, actually, they send you to the cave. But I think that's what they're thinking, is that they want you to kill the rats. But you could probably enter on one of these boats, really. And complete the quest that way. Let's see. This is the thing. This is why killing people is like denying yourself the amusement of the quest, cuz we could murder everyone, but like I think they want us to see the secret path. They want us to know the mission. They want us to Metal Gear Solid it. And so yeah, how do you do that, right? Is it on this side of things? Okay. We'll get some sneak points for this one. No. We probably went the wrong way. We'll see. Luckily they have like dog crap detection. Okay, he's gonna pat this way. So my thinking is, if he pats this way, I can slip in. I can slip in past him. Oh shoot. Oh, okay. So there's like a mud crab below me or something. It has better detection than these guys. For whatever reason. There's like a mud crab below that bridge that has a better detection capacity than these goons. Hey, while we're here, actually, let's do myself a... Yeah, there's like a rabbit. There's like a rabbit outside of the fence or something stupid like that.
Never should.
Oh, weird. Okay. That didn't work. That didn't work. Weird. But I really want the key, sir. Please, sir, I want your key. There we go. Good job. Excellent work. Oh. Ah, boo. See if I can shake him.
Someone there? Someone there?
Look at this. This is the power of standing still sometimes.
Hello? Who's
I'm still probably cooked. I'm still probably found out, but yeah, I don't know that for sure yet. This is the secret of stealth that they don't tell you. This is like one of the main secrets. It doesn't work all the time. Because if they make contact with me, they instantly detect me. And I'm not sure exactly what's going on behind the scenes.
Hello? Who's that?
But as long as I don't move, as long as I don't make a move, they won't immediately detect me. It's like really weird. You can like in like Oblivion and stuff, you can give liches hugs. Because their detection is just low enough. These guys are probably gonna find me here in a second. But yeah. This is the secret. This is the super secret to the whole thing. I'm like 100% cased. There's no chance I'm gonna... Yeah, there's no chance I'm gonna actually get away with that forever. But, yeah. Oh, yeah, there he goes again. So I think what I do is I jump over this railing. Because I want... where's the torch? Oh, the torch is right there. Let's see. So I think as long as I don't go into his line of sight... Is he just going to pat this bridge? Oh, that sucks so bad. Oh, that sucks so bad that he's going to just pat this bridge, isn't he? So I need to enter on the other side. I need to enter on that bridge over there, not this one. That's so lame. That's so lame that I crossed over into this area and then I can't actually get by this way. I have to go the other way. Oh no, well, let's see. Maybe he'll stick there. Nope, he's gonna pat. See, I thought he patted this way. I thought he went down this road, but no. See, this is why this questline is actually really interesting. This is like maybe the most interesting questline in Skyrim. So, if you've never played this questline on your own, because I'm not going to do this whole questline on stream, probably. Almost certainly not. I'm almost certainly not going to do this whole questline on stream. So if you've never done Thieves Guild before, and you want to get into Skyrim, this is like arguably one of the most interesting quests in the game. Because of stuff like this. It's a little tedious. Maybe tedious isn't the right word. But it's a little like trial and error. There's a lot of like saving and save scumming and cheesing and that kind of crap. But you have to give it the respect that it's owed. Okay, we're going back in time again. Let's just nip that right in the bud. Oh wait, no, we're back here. Oh god. Ugh, fuck. We're all the way back there. The only problem with this is it's a real head scratcher. It's a real stinking head scratcher is what it is. Okay, so this is us over that bridge. If I can get back across, it's fine. And then what I do is I just go up the hill, back into the estate.
Someone there.
Oh boy. Okay, I think what I do here is I just book it back. I'm like 99% sure that you can get detected and it's not going to affect anything. So like if I really get desperate, I can complete this quest by just running and doing it. But this is the problem with the quest is like you go the wrong direction on a quest and it's just you're cooked. You're immediately cooked, 100%. You're chopped and cooked. Right off the rip. Somebody sees you or you go the wrong path and it's just 100% cookery. Okay, so now what we do is wait for this guy. Well, we're actually going to accumulate a little bit of XP off of him. We're going to do a little bit of this. Yeah, get that nice XP. I'm hunting wabbits. Where's the... Okay. So we need to take this bridge, I think. So I could do the part in the house. Probably that's what I'm going to do, actually, is just do the part in the house first. And not sit there and act like I'm freaking, like... Not sit there and act like I'm a genius for trying to do the beehives first. Because what I think you're supposed to do is do the house... And then do the beehives and then just drop off the back end of the estate and swim to safety. Is what you're actually supposed to do. You're not, like, it seems like you'd want to grab the bill of sale last for story purposes, right? Like, we burn the beehives, but then we have to sneak back into the estate, basically. Whereas this will dump us right back into the sewers. And so it makes more sense to do this part first. But amusing to say the least. That I thought to myself to try to go for the other thing first. No. Or because that's a back door. That's a back door I could have snuck in on. We want to go rob him, though. We do want the key for the safe because we want to pickpocket all his crap. We'll see if his AI is broken when I get up there. I think killing his goons broke his AI. Come on. Come on, Mr. Locke. There we go. I still need to finish the script for the two-handed video. I've been so engrossed in Civilization 5 that I haven't done it yet. Whoa! Hello, what a come up. Whoa, okay. It's actually not better than... Oh. It just looks good, is the thing. It just looks really good, is the thing about it. It just looks really good, is the thing. But it's actually not better than Thieves Guild Armor, which I didn't know. I thought it was like... I thought it was better than Thieves Guild Armor considerably, but no, it's just... It's just average compared to Thieves Guild Armor. What are these guys guarding? Okay, that's the door down. What's this right here? Oh, they totally got me. I need to go upstairs. Luckily, the patrols are pretty mid, or pretty ingenious or ungenius, whatever. They're not especially brilliant, so I'm not terribly worried about that. Not to mention, of course, time travel powers. Yeah, I wonder if Iron Manning this might be kind of like. Might be a little whack. Well, no, I think... Actually, it's probably not true, because you can just leave the area and come back. Right. So if you just walk away, if I just go back into the sewer pipe, I get another shot at it. So it's actually not that crazy. Some money just lying around. Or I guess his AI is still broken. So this is weird. I've never seen this before. Whereas AI will just like... His AI is just like completely shattered. Or something. No. It depends. It varies. I think for this area they're specifically coded not to. Because you can get enemies to follow you into certain areas, but it doesn't work all the time. It's like really weird. It's like a really interesting topic actually. So if you're like really close to a door, and some enemies attack you, they'll follow you through that door. But it's not all enemies. It's not even remotely close to all enemies. It's like a select number of enemies. It's really easy to cheese enemies by going through doors. It's very easy to cheese enemies by going through doors in this game. Like really laughably easy to do if you want. I think I just got egregiously lucky when I pickpocketed him before, because now he's detecting me. Okay. I want all of his stuff. I want all of his stuff. Give me all of your stuff, guy. Homeboy. Give me all of it. I want all your stuff. I want your fire arrows for vampires. I want your iron arrows for regular enemies. I want your... Oh, he only has 15 fire arrows this time. Boo. Boo. Play that again. Oh, boo. Just for 21 gold, too. It's like not worth it at all. It's the principle. It's the principle that matters here. No. It's all about the moral principle. It's all about having moral fiber. It's all about having moral fiber, so we're moral regular. Is the purpose of this exercise. There we go. Another pickpocket. Boom. Okay, this one's gonna... I must have gotten egregiously lucky last time. Because he didn't detect... I almost thought he couldn't detect me. Considering how lucky I got. The last time. I think maybe what happened was when because this is like the first Major Thieves Guild quest, they just like borked this guy's AI. He doesn't actually have an AI package at all or whatever. He has like a very minimal one. He has like no routing. He has like no... just anything. Because they knew this is like the first quest. And they didn't know what to make him do. So it's like a really weird example of that probably. I want the bow. I want the bow, dude. Give me the bow. Give it to me. No. No. I need the bow. Let me manifest the bow into my pockets. Computer. Orcish bow, please. No. It's the wrong answer, computer. Computer. Bring me an orcish bow. No. Computer, I said. Computer. Okay, let me think here. I will the Orcish bow into my inventory. No. That's not it. Okay, I demand the Orcish bow. No, okay, that's once again, wow. So I see now it's coming back to haunt me. The luck is catching up. Now, yeah, wow. Geez, so I got really lucky the first time I pickpocketed this guy. Now that I'm pickpocketing him again, he's angry. The gods, I've angered the gods, is what's going on here. I've made them furious and angry, and they're gonna torture me. This is Hades. This is my Sisyphean punishment for hubris or whatever. Oh, nope. Come on. Baby needs a new pair of shoes. Oh, come on. This is like 20 times, I think. Okay, let's just optimize it. Let's just I wonder if there's a quick load button. Oh, there it goes. Cool. Never mind, we got it. Cool. We're done. Yeah, he like detects me, but he like doesn't detect me. It's like super weird. And that guy just does nothing. Slip back this way. So we'll turn this in and then I'll end the stream probably. Great example of a Thieves Guild quest, I guess. Doing it the wrong way and then doing it the right way. And you get the idea. You get the idea here. Once again, I think it's probably the most interesting quest line, more or less. There's definitely some, like I was messing with this earlier, where I've definitely had situations like in Dustman's Cairn. So that's the first Fighters Guild quest. And I've had situations in I've had other situations like where you'll get an enemy to follow you through a door, but it's tough. It's really tough to do. Actually, it's sort of difficult. Sometimes it happens really organically. Sometimes it's very difficult to do. Because I wanted to have some I wanted to have some hired thugs fight some mages that I was trying to pick off. And so I'm like, I wonder if I can lure them into the door to have them fight each other. And it like kind of worked, but it didn't entirely work. Like I got a couple of the hired thugs or something, or you know, stuff like that. There are ways, there are things you can do to get enemies to follow you between doors. But recently, I haven't had that as being an issue before. Sometimes it gets in your way. Sometimes obviously you want to drop aggro between doors, right? Like obviously a big component of the entire, you know, premise is like you want to cheese enemies by going between cells. And in my experience, oh shoot, yeah. In my experience, it's not that efficient to do. It's in my experience, it varies. Oh yeah, because I'm a perk down here, so I wonder if this is not possible to do. But I also don't want to kill him because I don't want to get in trouble with Brynjolf. I wonder if I can distract him. Hold up. You know what? I bet this is the solution to it. I guess I could use a fire arrow. But no, I bet this is the solution. Watch.
What was that?
Yep. Baby. No.
I know I heard something.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe that worked. Oh my gosh. See, this is why. It's moments like that that really make it. It's moments like that where you really think outside the box. You're like, okay. Because I could have burned him alive for sure. That would not have been difficult. But instead I used my little noggin. I used my head. I did the I'm a thinking man. You see. Okay, now I need to just deal with the bugs. And then we'll turn it in. And then I'll end stream. Well, let's get the bugs taken care of. Let's do this quest right. This is like William Shatner's Tech War. Anyone else seen a YouTube video about William Shatner's Tech War? It's like a really old, crappy, like Doom clone. It's supposed to be like there's like a moral choice kind of thing where you can either kill people or not kill people. And if you kill people, William Shatner shows up and he's like, "You weren't supposed to kill people," but then he just gives you the next mission anyway. And so it's like really funny. And it's literally William Shatner, famous TV actor William Shatner, for these like crappy sci-fi novels he wrote a bunch of years back. There's a bunch of videos on it on YouTube. And it's like Brynjolf that's Brynjolf basically. Brynjolf is like William Shatner. He's like, "Laddie, you killed too many people while doing your job. I can't abide murder." And that's what he says. That's what Brynjolf says. That's okay. Wow. So going that way is like insanely difficult, and going this way is like insanely easy. Okay. I see. I see what's going on here. That's interesting. Yeah, so that's coming down the pipe. We'll get that. Okay, so I'm supposed to burn 3 of them. If I burn more than 3, Maven Blackbriar will be mad, and Brynjolf will tan my hide. So we gotta be really careful here. Burn 1 beehive, burn 2 beehives, burn 3 beehives. Boom. Bow. Now I think I just teleport out, right? Yeah, wow, okay, they just let me boom, right out, yeah. So it's good that I did things in that order, although it probably wouldn't have mattered too much. See, there's this video game called Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, right? And there's this book somewhere in the game called Bad Monkey No Banana. So there's this quest where you can either sneak in or you can kill everybody. And if you kill everybody, you don't get the book. It's like really funny.
Word on the street is Golden Glow's been hit. Good job, lass.
There he goes. Good job, lass. Oh, sure, you did it right. By the Emerald Isles, you did it right, lass.
Let me take a look at what you found. Arengoth sold Golden Glow? What's that idiot thinking? He has no idea the extent of Maven's fury when she's been cut out of a deal. But I'm certain he'll find out. If only the parchment had the buyer's name instead of this odd symbol. Any idea what that might be? Blast. Well, I'll check my sources and speak to Mercer. But for now, you're off to speak to Maven Blackbriar. She asked for you by name.
Cool.
Don't sound so eager. It's not a social visit. It's business. That's between you and Maven, and I prefer to keep it that way. Don't worry about it. Maven's business dealings usually involve quite a bit of gold for her people. Of course, your pay. You're smart as a whip, lass. Keep doing right by us, and there's plenty more where that came from.
He gives me like 100 gold. So I miss out on like 10 sneak levels, and he gives me 100 gold. Okay, that's I think a good place to stop. Well, I need to fence some crap first. Let me do the fencing first. Where is that? Are there any arrows around here? Oh, these are the practice chests. Yeah, you can level up. You can level up lockpick on those chests. I think. I'm not sure if they work forever. You can crack those open and then maybe reset the quest. Yeah, but we'll do some fencing really quick here. I want to keep these weapons and bows and stuff really quick. So what I'll do is we'll go to the vendor here. Where is she? Is it her?
Welcome to the cozy little family. I'm one of the lookouts for the guild. I watch Delvin's back. If you're looking for extra work, talk to Vex or Delvin. They'll fix. I've got coin and I've got merchandise.
Yeah, this is the
Let's
fence.
see what we can do.
So what we do basically is we take anything stolen and we just go sell. Sell. Or no, not those. Not the steel bolts. We need those. Then the orcish bow, we sell that. And then we're going to sell other random junk too while we're at it. We're going to sell the hunting bows, for example. We'll sell like a bunch of these. I want one of those for personal use. Sell that. We'll sell the elephant armor. It looks really swag, but we don't need it. I do want the mage robes, though. I do want the mage backpack. That's actually really good for us. So we can cast that spell that we need to cast. And the rest of the stuff we want. Yeah, sell this crap. And then what we do is we go back to weapons and we buy it back. Which is, like, not cheap. It's like we're kind of... She's kind of ripping us off, actually. Like, oh, well, she has two of those, huh? She's kind of ripping us off, but it's okay. We need this stuff anyway. There's nothing we can do. We just sell this crap. We want the cure diseases, though. 20 speed scraps is pretty good. Minor magic can go. Minor stamina. Pickpocketing I want. Resist cold can go. Stamina can go. True shot I want. Healer can go. Weak conversion of fire. Weak magical poison. Weak poison. That can all go. Those two can go. Ale, Alto Wine, Nordmead can all go. Moon Sugar can definitely go. Scary Tail can definitely go. Beggar, Fear Poison Recipe. Invisibility Poison Recipe. Pickpocket's Journal. Selenus' Confession. Conjure Familiar, Undying Ghost. That can all go. And then we can sell the gems too. We definitely want to get rid of the hot stuff if possible. Okay, that's fine. It's just fine. Okay, cool. They're actually really bad vendors. They're like really bad vendors that give you low coin cost for the actual value of your goods. That's one of the funny things about the general stores is I think the general stores give you worse prices, but it doesn't really matter. You should either get the thing that you... When you go to a vendor, you either get the thing that you need or want, or you walk out with the stuff you want and all of the vendor's gold. Like, that's the goal. Anytime you see a vendor in this game, is to get everything they have functionally, and leave nothing behind, more or less. And so now we have a fenced orcish bow, so it won't get taken from me if I get stopped by the cops or the whatever. If I get arrested, because that's happened to me as other characters where I've had really important items that I've gotten stolen from me or that I've gotten taken from me in arrest. It's really tough to get stuff back once you get arrested. Because you have to remember where you got arrested, and then you have to figure out where it was. Or whatever. So, yeah, we don't want to do that if possible. But anyway, yeah. I think that's going to be the end of the stream for tonight. Thanks for watching. And I'll probably stream, maybe I'll stream again in a couple days, or 2 or 3 days or something like that. Or maybe I'll have a video out, and then I'll stream next week or something. But in the meantime, have a good night. Yes, thank you. Have a good night, Halo Freak.